Alright, we should be live. Yep. Alright, I'll send out a tweet and post it in Fight Club.
So can I hear myself on YouTube?
You might want to check that. Alright, the link has been tweeted, and we just lost a viewer. We're at 2, down to 1. Alright, back to 2. Here we go.
Yeah, our audio's live. I don't really care, but we can like do the whole like welcome to Bogside chats thing.
What do you mean our audio's live?
If you're listening on YouTube, you can hear us on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh, did you think I was muting it?
I did.
Yeah, looking back, that might have been a better way to go about it, but
Oh, good.
this OBS stuff is still very new.
Eventually, we'll get an intro song.
Yeah,
I still
just
think the Danger Zone would be a great one. Probably copyright issues,
yeah, probably.
but I'll give my buddy Tom Cruise a call.
Yeah.
I forget who I was talking to that someone said that they did not like the new Top Gun. They're like it was the same story as the original one.
Wow, that's not
Like
true at all.
yeah.
It's completely
Like
different.
the whole like there's an international threat against the United States government, but like
I
that's
mean,
what
it's a
the
war
Navy
movie.
does.
That's
Yeah, exactly.
gonna be the plot of, you know.
If you generalize it enough, you'll catch everything.
Hmm. All right, people are starting to show up. Unless you just turned on a device over there, guy.
I might. Probably the intern. We should make the intern log into 10 devices before we ever go live.
Yeah, that seems like a good use of his time.
Yeah. He's got nothing else going on.
Mm-hmm. All right. I guess we'll give it like 5 more minutes and then we'll go.
That sounds good to me.
All right. All right, you ready to get going?
Let's do it. Kick it off.
Welcome to Bogside Chats. We're talking everything DFK and everything DFK Fight Club tonight, and keeping it casual. Guy Kid, how you doing?
Is this going to be a casual episode? I don't know.
Yeah, it's casual. Breaking down some fights, recapping the tournament. It's gonna be
Yeah.
some good fun.
Overall, good weekend, though. Excited to be on and talk about the lightweight invitational.
Yeah, the lightweight invitational. So for anyone who doesn't know that might be catching this stream or listening to it recorded after the fact, is this weekend's Fight Club tournament. We have chosen the lightweight weight class, which means that the team construction is a maximum of 8 levels between your three heroes, with no individual hero exceeding level 4. Right? So, Guy, what are the combinations that we have there?
So, if my math is right, 4 + 1 + 3 equals 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also get to 8 with 3 3 2. And I think those are the two most popular strategies that we had. Of you have a level 4 that you throw up front that hopefully you can have do most of the damage throughout the entire match, or you even it off across your three heroes. I actually run a 4 2 2, which is not as common, but that's one other strategy you can do as well.
Yeah, it's funny that you didn't mention the 4-2-2 until the end because I completely forgot about that when I was prepping and when I was talking to people about it before the tournament. I was like, yeah, there are really two choices, and just completely forgetting the 4-2-2 was a
Yeah, I
possibility.
like the 4 2 2 because at level 1, You're probably going to have your level one be your mid hero, and I think you're just a little too squishy with the lightning strikes and the aim shots being out there.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, the aim shot, and because if you're gonna run that level one, I've seen a few people putting the level one in the back line, but I've noticed that it's you get toward the end of the match and there's nothing left. I've been thrown in the mid line just hoping that, like you said, that lightning strike doesn't hurt me and that there's not an aim shot on the table that I have to worry about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, great. So let's hop over to the bracket, see what we have. Um, so we went with group stages, a little bit different this time around. Um, have you been feeling about the group stages so far?
Well, so it's Sunday and we haven't finished the first round. So we'll get the negatives out of the way there.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely taking longer than we expected.
yeah, we weren't expecting it to take this long. The server was down for a little bit on Saturday, so that added a snag into it. But that being said, the fact that we have a double elimination format, um, it's created a lot of interesting matchups after the first round. And I think it's done exactly what we hoped it would do of allowing new players to play more than just a one and done match. Getting the new players probably would be lower ranked, so just having them ranked up against one of the veterans of the Fight Club group really doesn't do well for uh the personal morale there. But in these second and third matches, they're getting matched up with people that have similar skill sets for them. So I think it's really helped create some more interest in the game and allow people to have some more fair fights across the different stages.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen a few people. I'm trying to look. Actually, I guess it was just one Rock 808 came out of the loser side of the bracket. First one so far, but that's we're seeing that second chance in action, right? Um, Everyone else that has advanced from the edge of extinction over here, this one, one win, one loss round has been coming through the winners group.
Yeah, the losers of the winners group, if you will.
Hmm. Right. So yeah, if we want to go, group by group, let's see what group is. Do we have any that are fully complete? Yeah, we do. So if we focus in on group four here,
Group four and then group five once you go further down too.
group five, yeah, group five completely done as well. So yeah, group four, and is this zoomed in enough? Can we see this on YouTube?
You can zoom in.
Yeah, yeah, I might a little bit here.
Control and mouse scroll.
Yep, that would have been easier than what I'm doing. Nope, and I made it smaller.
I believe in you, France.
There we go. All right. So, group four here. So, looks like AP, the four seed, no surprises there. As far as the seeding goes, went with total stats of the heroes submitted. Felt like that was the most fair way to do it because when we're in this weight class, right, there's no level advantage. Everyone has the
Right.
same total number of levels unless they screwed something up when they were making their team. But it's kind of arbitrary, right? Like, how do you differentiate people from there? So, I mean, the total stats seems like the best way to go about it.
Right. Yeah, and then so the people that only submitted three or four heroes, obviously they're the lower tier from the ranking stat.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't know if the 4-1-3 strategy or the even level ends up with a higher net stat.
Yeah, it's something we might have to look into, and that's the good thing about the way that we did the signups through the ADFK website this time. I might click over to there, but we have all the hero data, so we'll be able to kind of play around with it after the fact. And this was the first iteration of this, but if you see, we have every hero ID showing, so we should be able to see, from the winners, from who advanced, if there were any kind of patterns that emerged, right? Like, oh, everyone that advanced was using, a level 4 Dark Knight, or, their level 1 that they had was an archer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So jumping back to the bracket, so we got AP Snakili also, a 34 seed that advanced. Both of those 2 and 0. A little typo here.
Gili,
Fix
he's
that.
another perilous guy, right?
He is. So we have 2 Perilous still alive. I don't think any have been eliminated. So I think it's just the two that were entered. TTS Gear usually gets in too, but he wasn't around this time around. Um, we got Mosh representing the Mythic Squad, and Bob Nothing, who's in the chat. What's up, Bob? From ADFK on to the bracket round. C9N, not so great.
Yeah, so
Shout
I
out.
get what you're saying too. Of so the winners of the losers brackets both got knocked out by the losers of the winners brackets. That's interesting.
Right, right. And I mean, we still have some matches to play, so maybe it turns out that, you know, more people buck that trend, but right now that seems to be the trend. Um, Over here we had Tad Fex, who's a newcomer to the game, also from ADFK, and Darrow Evil, Delay, and Corey, who we're all well aware of, past champion, advancing to the bracket as well.
So there's your exception case. Corey came out of the losers bracket, but he is
Oh,
a
he did.
prior champion, so I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, who took him down? Oh, so Tad took him
Ta-
down in round one. Okay.
yeah, Tad got off to a strong start. So I think this was his first time ever playing
Mhm.
PvP in Fight Club, which is pretty cool. But I did see him in the Coliseum frequently playing against the AI and prepping up for this tournament.
Okay. Great. Yeah, and I've noticed that a lot. There are a lot of people that put out a good performance that we're always seeing in their practicing. Hope is one of them. Victor's another one that they're always in their grinding. And then of course our number one seed, Hold for Life. He plays more matches than anyone lately. So hey, it seems to be paying off as his name is highlighted in green as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Practice makes perfect, right?
yeah, so it looks like we have a few more games to play. There are some that we're gonna have to see about giving a kind of cutoff. We want things to happen tonight. Matty Pesk and Ben Force are going to be playing hopefully shortly here. Maybe Matty will ping us and we'll see some of that live. And then
Maybe
Raf
I'll
and
ping him and encourage that to happen.
exactly. And then Raf and Sticks as well. I think we're going to be coming up soon. So we're coming to the end of this group stages, and then if we hop over here, we have the bracket. So the way that this is going to work, we are going to reseed based on who advanced. All of the people that advanced 2 and 0, right? They're going to get a bye in that next round. So you see we have these 16, 17, 13, 20, 14, 19, all
Yeah,
these. So these are going to be the ones that advanced from Edge of Extinction from that 1 and 1, made it to 2 and 1, but they do have a loss under their belt.
right.
So a little bit of way to benefit the people who won all their matches, right? They should get some kind of advantage for that.
Yep. Yeah, slightly higher seating and a buy, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Great. So from there, do we want to hop into some matches? I know you pulled aside a few that were pretty close or were interesting that we could break down and run through quick.
Yeah, and it was tough trying to figure out the list of um picking what matches to highlight because I feel like almost every single match came down to the wire. There's a couple that we'll break down here that had some insanely close finishes, but I think that has to do with the this bracket format of we had a lot of close matches, which I think is good to see.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so which one are we going over to first?
Let's do the Starbuck and Milkkeeper one first.
All right, Starbuck and Millkeeper. If I could figure out how to get over to it. All right.
Yeah, so they were both in the losers bracket, so the winner made it over to the edge of extinction here.
Okay, wait, and it started, so I'm gonna just turn it right back there. All right, so what do we have with these two? If we look at I guess I should go up before we hop into that.
Yeah,
Go up
go to
to show the
the front page
teams.
to show the subclasses and everything.
Okay, so we had Starbuck going with a 3-3-2, and we had Millkeeper with also the 3-3-2, but his 2 was in the front. A summoner in the front. Interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing him open with a summoner up front, whereas Starbuck has the more traditional group of the Dark Knight up front, which is a more tankier hero that has the high intelligence too, so a decent meter charge. And
hmm
then that Sage in the middle is a classic move where Lightning Strike's always a high pressure move.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of higher level sages. Um, my thought process with the sage, and I didn't end up bringing one, was to make it the one level one, right? I guess I see the merit of having a level 3 for that HP, extra HP, but I was thinking of it as it's going to be in my midline. If it comes to my front line, something's already gone terribly wrong. So I'm not going to worry about stats much. I just want those skills, which don't change, right?
Right.
So, okay. Yeah, the summoner up front is interesting. We'll see if he gets any charge from that early on, and then
And don't want to spoil it, but who does he have in his midline?
okay. All right, yeah, good point. That Dragoon, a lot of mobility with that. Once it gets to that front line, it can knock it right back with the cannon barrage too.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, all right, great. Let's get into it. Um, all right, so we got Starbuck on the left here, opening up with a big lightning strike early.
And you just see how much of that health just goes down of all of a
hmm
sudden we're one move in and Millkeeper has 60% of his health gone between the Dark Knight who hits pretty hard and that lightning strike as well.
Yeah, and I mean that comes back to that summoner in the front row. It's squishy already, you know. Uh, He got the charge. I mean, I guess what he was looking for, right? He got that 35 meter added, but it gets canceled out because that lightning strike gives the plus 25.
Right. So they're pretty much at the well, so Starbucks actually slightly ahead on the meter because of that lightning strike.
hmm Couple of fierce attacks, number 2, turn 2,
Yeah. And
and
that's
then
the
hit with
nice
the
thing right
blitz.
there of you're 2 turns in, you already have a full meter because of that summoner. The fierce attack, you get that bonus meter as well, since both of them fierce attacked.
Okay, right. Yeah, so I mean, so the plan did work. He ate a lot of damage to get it done, but he has the meter ahead of his opponent here. I guess they'll both have it at the end of this turn, but yeah. Okay. So the Dragoon does come to the front with the Blitz, and then we'll see what ooh. All right, so aim shot to the midline there. If he didn't blitz, he'd be in a lot better shape. I wonder if Starbuck kind of saw that coming, anticipated that a little bit.
Yep. And then just always having that aim shot, being able to threat your midline.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the aim shot. The ice blast is nice to have, but I just love the idea that your opponent has to kind of consider that. They have to protect that midline hero.
I'm just checking out your mic. ADFK is saying you're getting some feedback.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know what to do to fix that, so let's hope it just stops on its own. Go with that for now. If it continues, I'll have to maybe shut it off, turn it back on again. Some an old troubleshooting trick I picked up along the way.
Yeah, just yell at us and start calling them names if the mic's still choppy.
Yeah, please. All right, so we'll turn it back on here. I think we just missed the auto attacks there. So we had an interrupt here. He was trying to move that Dragoon back to the midline with that cannon barrage. And I like that mobility that it has. That thing could be all over the map. Once we get to, higher weight classes where these are hanging around longer, I like that mobility that it gives you.
Yep, because it's you can constantly just rotate in and kind of share the damage across your team, especially if you have a priest or someone else with a priest subclass being able to sprinkle in some heals. Having both your front line and your mid line with a little bit of damage helps kind of maximize the use of that priest heal.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see where we go from here. We're gonna get some auto attacks here, and then. Oh. All right, so I paused it a little late. We got to swap, getting that
Yeah,
Dark Knight out of harm's way.
exactly.
Oh, and there's the
And
skewer.
and Mill almost anticipates that where he's got a skewer that takes half a Starbucks health right off the bat there.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I was starting to think like, did Guy pick the wrong video? This doesn't look like it's gonna be much of a match. But now,
It's
you know,
pretty standard all the way through this point.
right? Yeah. So I mean, so it really worked out that that cannon barrage got interrupted. He wouldn't have been in a position to. Well, I guess he could have skewered from the midline too. Actually, never mind. I'm
Right.
thinking of Dragoon sub. So yeah, right off the bat, that warrior is almost dead. All right, so going into turn 6, we got 2 meter on Starbucks side, and Millkeeper, not too much he can do here.
Yeah. You get like the blitz that you get a little bit of a threat, but there's a big attune there that
Mm-hmm.
attune's one of those interesting uh moves. Sages are just a lot of thought is required to play the sage well because the lightning strike rotates what position gets hit based on turn base, and then the attune either does damage or heals based on whether it's an even or an odd turn. So a pretty big heal there, which gets Starbucks Warrior almost back up to full health.
Yeah, and I mean we're only on turn, what, like 5 or 6 here, 6, 7.
Yep.
I was playing pouring before just for fun in a heavyweight match, and I'm using a sage, and we were up to turn 17 or 18, and man, trying to like count it out, it's like it was hard enough having the sage. So thinking about it from his angle, trying to
Got to go
figure out.
back to your multiples tables.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it's simple once you start counting it, but that takes time, and then before you know it, you're seeing the 20 seconds left to move pop up. You
Right.
start sweating a little bit, It gets tough. So, all right, back to the match here. So the attune goes off, and then we got a fierce attack on the air side. So that was
And
net
that's the
40.
thing where it's like you've got is that warrior level 2 or level 3, but then on top of that you got the dragoon on the other, and that the dragoons just hit hard.
Yeah, it is a level 3 warrior, I think. I'm not gonna go back and look and get off the video to be
Yeah, I
honest, but
agree with that.
okay. Another lightning strike. Now that Dragoon's down to the bottom there.
And this is where is I kind of wanted to share this video for this move right here because I do feel bad for Millkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
Retribution is a paladin move that only does damage based on how much health is missing from your paladin. So if the Dragoon and Paladin health was swapped right now, this would be a completely different match.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because then I mean that warrior would be off the board.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's rough. And that I mean Millkeeper's new to the game, so that's the kind of thing where he's probably kicking himself. But next time around, he'll know, be a little more prepared.
Yep.
So the Dragoon goes down, turn 8, get an interrupt, and he's just fierce attacking him at this point.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
and then another
Starbuck
miss
misses
there.
on a lightning strike there. Yep.
See, you're making fun of me for the counting. Starbuck was having the same issue.
It's not super simple, especially when it's you don't have three heroes on the board because then a lightning strike it just completely misses versus hitting the wrong hero that you
Right.
want.
Yeah, early in the match, you can kind of just let him fly.
I would say kind of like the gloves are off more at this point, but a big shield slam there that pushes the Dark Knight back to the front, which makes it interesting for the finish here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he'll take him out here. And then, even though he doesn't have the... Yeah, I mean, is he going to have enough to get to that Retribution? So, Retribution's on the table, and he goes for it. If he had a little bit more health there, I would say that he had a chance without having to rely on the Retribution, because, I mean, that Sage is doing 38. It's not really a threat from the attack standpoint. Yeah, and at this point, he's just flailing, doing what he
Yeah,
can.
paladin with a knight subclass, so it's just there's really no threat past the retribution there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good match though. They went down to. Did they go 3 games? I believe
They
they
went
did.
three. Yep. There was a I was going back and forth between which of their matches I wanted to share because there was another match that Millkeeper did get a retribution off and it completely pivoted the entire match.
Okay, I think I was watching that one live. They did also have quite a few interrupts in one of their match, just back and forth.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
which
do the Bob Nothing versus Snake Lee one. Snake Ely, I think it is. It's a double E.
all right, and Bob, if you want to hop on real quick, you've been on here before. Talk through the match, see what you were thinking. All right, so let's scroll up and see what they had. I'm gonna screenshot it this time around so that we can
You're
reference
so
back to
smart.
it.
Look at you.
Yeah, we're improving little by little. All right, so we got Bob with the 4-3-1, keeping that 4 in the back there. Dragoon, hoping to clean up with it later in the match. And then
Yeah,
yeah, see
with the
this is
warrior subclass too. So it's like you got that cleave
hmm
that's not an early game threat.
yeah, very good point. His front line has the aim shot as the sub, so threatening that sage early, love that. And yeah, this is what I was talking about with the priest with, hey, yeah, you're sacrificing some health, right? But if you're not playing against an archer, and you are in this case, but he's in the back line, it's relatively protected. Your skills are still doing the same thing, so why not? And then
What's up,
on,
Bob?
Why not, indeed?
hey Bob, how are you?
I'm pretty good.
Great. Thanks for hopping on. We were just going over your team here, talking about that dragoon in the back line.
Did you through any of your matches, Bob? Did you switch up your comp or did you roll with the same three the entire time?
I switched my ones. So I have a priest and a pirate that I like in the
Yeah,
midline. But I like the warrior up front and the dragoon in back. Yeah, those stay right there.
that makes
hmm
sense. I like the pirate in the mid because
Yeah.
once you kind of progress through the match a little bit, you can push your pirate back to the back line, and now your back line becomes your mid, and now all those abilities are in play.
Yeah, I think this is game 2 or 3. I don't think I won one. I think this is game 2. So game 1, I had my pirate in the mid. And I brought in the priest because I wanted to threaten more stuff because my warrior threatens aim shot really well in the
Yeah.
beginning,
hmm
and then priest threatens life tap where the pirate doesn't really threaten. If I got the pirate, I want to interrupt more, but I decided against his comp, I wanted to threaten. So that was kind of my thought.
Yeah, that life tap. I mean, you have to be watching out for it the whole game.
Yeah, it's a
It's
big threat.
and you can't really take any turns off from watching it because they'll sneak a heal in there. If you think like, all right, the life tap's on cooldown, let me look somewhere else. Like the heal is just as impactful.
Yeah, I used it. I used it a lot, mostly in my next match. This match is really good. Not to spoil it, but my next match was awesome against a triple warrior comp, which was
Ooh,
really interesting.
who was running
But
that?
my
Was that against Snake as well?
no, that was my second match against It Tolls, and it went down
Okay.
to basically the last turn of match or of game number 3. It was super awesome,
Ooh,
where I
I'm gonna
had
have to
to
check
beat
that one
him.
out.
Yeah, yeah, it was. But my warrior or my priest basically won it for me because he just couldn't deal with the life tap or the threat of it every round.
hmm Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, so we'll hop into this one. Looking at Snakili's team, so he went with the 4-3-1 as well, and same idea
Very
as
good
Sage.
paladin.
Sage in
Very
the
good.
mid. Yeah, the Paladin, level 4.
Mythic, I think. Yeah.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, he had
So
some
lots of
high
stats.
rarity.
Lots of stats. That definitely helps. It was really funny preparing for this. I was not doing very well because I was using a mythic Dark Knight, which just did not really work with Fight Club that well. It didn't get very good level ups for its first couple level ups, so it was level 3. And actually, once I switched it for this Common Warrior, that's when I started winning, and that's when I started feeling good about my chances or my comp, anyways. is because it's just the common warrior with good level ups with HP, basically the big HP boosts, and aim shot. That was the key. Where my Dark Knight just couldn't threaten anything early, so I was losing because I couldn't threaten anything. So basically, switching from my mythic to my common, just junker who's just mining crystal, was really what made my team so much better. Which is what's funny about this kind of game.
Yeah, it's really tough when your opponent doesn't have to worry about anything early. You know, when it's like, okay, Dark Knight, you know, meter moves, don't really care. You know, like, they can really play their game.
Yeah, I had I had the Knight subclass, so I did have a free thing on my Dark Knight, but mostly he just had like 200 hit points at level 3, which is not good, and he just had the shield slam to threaten with, which is just not good enough compared to like an aim shot. So
yeah,
I made that switch.
Subclass just makes a huge difference in this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I pulled up this paladin that we were talking about, and
it's big boy.
36 damage for a paladin at 364 health at level 4. That's solid. All right, so
I must agree.
Hop back over here.
You're doing a great job, France.
It's getting smoother little by little. Last stream was definitely a little bit tougher. All right, wait. So here we go.
So I still don't even know what curse does. I need to look that up.
So it doubles the damage or health, any change in health for the front line. So if he uses a heal, and I don't know if that takes place in this match, but if Bob were to use a heal, it would also be double. So it is kind of a pick your poison type of thing.
You mean if he used a heal?
So he cursed your warrior, so if you healed your warrior...
Right, yeah.
No, you're right. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Yep. No, you're right. I didn't think about that, actually.
Yeah. See, we're all learning new things here.
Well, you got your life tap off. Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, cursed is basically like use a skill to get 2 fierce attacks instead of 1.
Yep, there you go. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. But you risk it getting interrupted.
Right.
Yeah, so you didn't get a benefit from the life tap in the first turn because you were a little faster there. Yeah. So that's where the speed plays against you a little bit, but still good to have it on, have that charge start gaining.
Yeah, see, I thought he was going to lightning strike, so that's why I did that, because then I would get it, and yeah.
Right.
All right, turn 2 here. Aim shot, and then taking 50% off that sage right off the bat, healing up a little bit with the life tap, kind of cruising early on.
And you can kind of see the health there on the sage of he's got 51% health left, so it's whether it's that intentionally that he has a right element or he found a sage with just the right amount of health that can make a difference later in the match.
It absolutely does. I think he has 144 health on it. I remember that. Oof. Because aim shot is 70, obviously, so that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah,
I do remember that. Yeah,
big attack with the fierce attack because of the curse.
Yep.
Nice 85 off you. Still nobody at a full meter, so none of that coming into play. And there's the lightning strike taking on your big bulk and backline there.
Yep. That'll come into play later. But another thing about the life tap, which I really like with the warrior, is that's really my only way to get meter in a reasonable way, because otherwise I'm only getting like 11 meter a turn or something without the because I get the half my damage when I fierce attack. I get 24 meter, I believe.
Right.
Plus my 11. So I can actually get up to threaten a cleave.
Yeah. Right. Those warriors, low intelligence, low wisdom, not really helpful with the charge gain. So that life tap, it's especially getting it on that early, it really sets you up well to start the match.
And if you can time it right too, Priest Warrior is one of those interesting combos that if you can get a last standoff too, it's kind of tough in this lightweight class.
It's tough, yeah.
Later weight classes, I think that can definitely come into play. if you're able to have a life tap combo with a last stand, you can have your warrior healing while also hitting a lot harder.
Yeah, and that goes for any of the buffs, right? Your pirates with plunder, your obviously the Dark Knight with the infamous Dark Pact. So yeah, if you can get a life tap working with them, really great.
So it looks. I think I'm a little bit ahead here, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, he has the
I
meter,
really need that life tap, but I'm not very far ahead.
and the
Which
life tap
it's,
still has another turn, right? At this point.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm watching on my TV. I think I'm a little bit behind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can. There's the stream in Discord so that you can keep up.
Oh, okay. Okay. There we go.
Okay. He pulls another curse off, so doesn't use the meter, and another life tap. So we kind of reset to that first turn.
Yeah, it's a long one.
Going full cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that curse plus a paladin combo is just really interesting because he just hits so hard.
He has a lot of damage on that paladin.
Yeah,
Yep.
usually paladins, it's because they don't have the dex. They're usually not, you know, they're not
Yeah,
weak by any stretch, but not the
he's got
highest
like a
damage.
stone or his first rarity bonus. It's really hard.
Yeah, we're at a point now where I'm starting to use dex stones more and more because of Fight Club. It's kind
Yeah,
of
me too.
sick. Yeah, all my heroes are kind of
So I think I don't know. That should probably get fixed, in my opinion.
yeah. We'll see.
But
I
you
kind
know,
of like it.
I
Something
mean,
unique. All right, lightning strike here. Interrupted. Nice call. And the attack. So yeah, now at this point, ooh, all right, 58. I was about to say I think Bob's definitely in the lead here, but
I,
that 58 changes things a little bit. That warrior's on the weaker side. Paladin's
I
still
don't
looking
really
good.
remember, but I think that I swap here instead of cleave
Okay.
because cleave is the obvious point,
Yeah, there's obvious threat there, so
but
it's
I don't want to get interrupted.
right.
But I don't 100% remember.
Mhm. Yeah, and at this point you just interrupted his sage, so you know nothing's coming there. The retribution is the
Retribution,
threat.
yeah, yeah. But I'm so low that retribution kind of gets a little wasted. So maybe I should have
Mhm.
cleaved,
Mhm.
but I thought it was too obvious.
All right, well, let's see. Oh, so you did cleave,
Oh, I got
and
wrecked.
he
Should have
guessed it.
swapped.
Yeah, I do like that though, because if you had swapped and he had hit the retribution, then you're really behind the eight ball.
That's
Because now
true.
your
That's true. If
strongest
he
hero is down.
exactly gets the retribution, then it's great.
Mhm. Yeah, that you could have snuck a heal in maybe. If you would have known about that curse, that might have been the move. Would have doubled it.
Yeah, this is when it started to turn on me. I think I was winning until that turn.
Yeah, those interrupts can completely pivot the entire pace of the match. And here's where we're talking about where that aim shot and the sage health comes into play, where that sage is now
Yep.
hanging out with 3 health, but he's still got plenty of threat because there's not much you can do with him there.
Yeah, I mean, if that had killed him, this attune doesn't go off and Bob's in the driver's seat.
Yep, those 4 extra hit points from endurance or something from rarity or a stone or something.
Mhm.
Getting him to 144. That was huge.
Oof. And then speaking of huge, this
Yep.
is that
Devastating.
retribution. Yeah. That.
Oh, that's my priest,
Mhm.
So he was just going to die at that point, anyways.
Let him go.
He'd already done his thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of actually not that bad. I'm wondering if I.
Okay.
Oh,
So Paladin. Oh,
that's where he went to 1.
yeah. I was about to say that Paladin goes down, but yeah, 1 health he was. Oh.
Yeah, he's at literally 1 health right there. I can play it in chat.
Oh, all right. But the cleave goes off.
It's true. Yep.
So
So I
here we
got
go.
And I remember Snake talking in chat, like kind of talking after the game. He's like, "So what the hell happened to my Sage? How did he
Yeah,
die again?"
he was going to attune, I think, but he died to
Because
my
the cleave.
dragoon with speed. Yeah.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
was explaining that yeah, it's not always intuitive that if you choose a skill and your guy dies first, it's a huge risk.
And also the way that it shows when cleave goes off, I don't believe it
Yeah.
shows the red on the midline's health bar. So there, when you're new, there is kind of that second of like, all right, well, wait, where'd he go? Like, what just happened? But
And
yeah.
also it's a subclass for a guy that's been in the back all time.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
if he didn't snip the original kind of shot of my guys, you might not know that I had a warrior subclass.
Yeah, and
But
that's a tip out there. Everyone, just take a screenshot of it. Scrolling
yeah,
back
just
up
snip.
as the clock's running down on your turn, it's not fun. I do it way too often. All right, here we go here. So, fierce attack there. Or no, that was, excuse me, that was the end of that turn. So those were the auto attacks going off. All right, so
Yeah, so
he
now
loses a
he's got
meter.
the threat of full draw. It's
Hmm.
a big problem.
And that, I'm assuming, would kill you at this point. If not, it would take you
Not
down pretty
quite. I
low.
got a lot of hit points, but it's I guess it would with an attack,
Right.
probably.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you're behind, but you also have to play the interrupt game a little. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right, it's the chicken dance, right?
Yeah. I can't really win this. I needed some of those other turns to go better.
Hmm. I mean, the skewer is a good move there to kind of get you back in it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because now at this point, I mean, that's pretty
Right. I
even.
remember what it is now.
Sorry we're making you relive this. When I asked you to come up, I forgot that you lose this match.
I remember now.
Oh, he went fierce. Okay.
I got him at
Oh,
one,
oh, wait.
and he's got the speed.
Oh,
Take a look at those health bars. I
I
can't
got
even
him to one
tell
hit point.
what's left. It's insane.
so wait, so we had, it was a fierce attack and it was two fierce attacks, right? That led to this?
I think I had to block. Wait.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's
Yeah, so he fierced and I
So he
blocked
has
because I
this.
was tied to the what you call it? Full draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
interrupted for the full draw. So if
I
you had
interrupted,
fierce
so
attack,
if
you would
I
have had
had
him.
fierced, I would have won. Or
Mhm.
if I had gotten the high roll on my damage, I would have won.
Oof.
Because that's why I interrupted instead of fiercing. It was because it was right there.
Mhm.
And there's variance on your damage for your auto attack.
And let's see on this last turn. Okay, he went
But
with
he's
full draw.
faster.
Yeah.
So there's not much to see.
Yeah, what you needed there was you needed to cleave and hope that he didn't use his
Hope,
ability or
right.
interrupt. Hope
He
that he
just
just
fierce
went
attack.
fierce. I mean, at that point, it's yeah, you're hoping that he
He would have
screws
had to
something
punch
up.
pretty hard. Yeah.
Yeah, delay saying speed in the chat there. Yep.
Yep.
It rears its ugly head at the end of games all the time. Doesn't seem too important most of the game.
But yeah, if I had done fierce on the turn before, because I was blocking full draw, which I'm not sure why I didn't use, but anyways,
Oof. All right. That was a good one though. It's
yeah, that was
funny. It's the
awesome.
second match that we've been watching, and have kind of been like, was this a great match to pick? Because it didn't seem like much, and then towards the
And
end,
it just
man, it
accelerates
picks
real
up.
fast.
It
You
Yep.
got
picks
the
up
one
fast.
twice.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, what do we got? What do we got next here?
We can do my marathon match.
No, I really don't want to do the 23 round match. I'm gonna be honest. We'll go to Rock and Crypto
Rock and
Kong here.
Crypto Kong was a good one.
I'm gonna hop off, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
See you,
no,
Bob.
thanks for hopping on, Bob. All right. So, what we got here? Rocking the 242 that we were talking about before.
And
Both
it's
these teams
interesting
are.
that he has the 4 in the middle. And
Mhm.
when you look at that at first, you're like, all right, what are you doing, Rock? But then his front archer has a cannon barrage, a pirate subclass.
Mhm.
So I'm sure that'll come into play fairly quickly.
Yeah, we'll see if we see it on the first turn or if it's something that, maybe Crypto Kong is ready for. On Crypto Kong's side, same with the cannon barrage. He has two of them, so if he uses it once, he can then use it again and just keep switching those two.
Yep. or even go the back to mid
Mm-hmm.
combo too.
Mm-hmm.
So lots of mobility with both teams here.
Yeah, and again we have a um, paladin in the front line there, or as the level 4, I should say. So let me just see here. So this is 291 health. So compare that to that
What did you
other
say,
paladin.
360? 360 or
I
340?
thought it was the back button didn't do me justice there. It was in the high 300s though, so that
Yeah.
thing was really above and beyond. We're gonna have to keep watching that paladin as the tournament progresses. All right, let me just screenshot this.
I see AP's hopping in chat too. So Deck Stones, is that like Fight Club specific summoning heroes? And then in addition to that, congrats AP. I think he won the DFK Duels tourney this weekend as
Oh,
well.
he did. Yes, I saw that. That's awesome. I don't like that you're playing duels. That seems like you're betraying us a little bit, but still cool that you won. All right, great. So Rock and Crypto Kong, here we go. First turn, do we see that cannon barrage early? Nope. Alright, so he starts with a fierce little interrupt from Crypto Kong.
Yeah, not a lot of meter being generated with the pirate and the archers up front.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there it is, that aim shot. So he was going for that archer, and there's that meter generation you were just looking for, guy.
Yeah, for sure. I keep peeking into the Fight Club Discord and trying to have a conversation with you while reading things at the same time is just a bad
That's
idea.
good. I'm glad that the audience and myself have your full attention. That's really good to know. Alright, cannon barrage from Crypto Kong. Get that archer in front.
Cannon Barrage at the lightweight level does a decent chunk
Mm-hmm.
of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
not nothing.
Baby Cup, it's I would say a substantial amount, that 50. Um, but yeah, it's still useful here. Haven't seen any plunders being played, but maybe we'll see one at Crypto Kong here. Oh, and wait, I want to go back. I just missed that a little bit. So we had an aim shot from that archer to take out Rock's archer early.
Yeah, very fast.
So that's that low health coming in. Was that the I think that was level 2.
Yep, I think it was too.
Mhm.
Because he's got the 4-2-2.
Mhm. Yeah, and we talked about this warrior being the 4.
Yep.
Okay. Turn 5. Okay, so the ends are up to the front line here. What was that warrior's,
Um,
so it was backstab that he was watching out for there.
yep.
Aim
But that
shot.
aim shot, like just chipping away at those middle guys, like does a lot of damage.
Hmm. Yeah, and I know I keep saying how much I like the aim shot, but the idea that you're doing the auto attack damage to the front line while you're doing the aim shot to the mid line, you're slowly taking them both down, so that when you get that kind of bigger turn or that bigger move, it's and take out that front line, you're already halfway there on the mid.
Right. Exactly. And they just go down that much faster.
Hmm. And I mean, he's got the archer, or no, excuse me. So he just used that was the archer's move.
Yep.
All right. Turn 6. We still have the meter on Crypto Kong side, and there it is.
Yeah. Full draw is a big hit.
Hmm. That archer does pay the ultimate price for it, though.
And that's one of those. I don't know if he timed it, but like having the archer have speed, you gotta have a little more confidence using full draw there.
Hmm.
But it's one of the most painful things you can do is you use an ability and your hero dies before the ability goes off because then you don't even get a fierce attack at the end of your turn.
Yeah, and that, I mean, in that situation, using a skill to kind of counter the skill, right? It's almost as good as an interrupt. If you
Right.
think you have the speed and you could try to kill them before their move goes off. Obviously, a lot that can go wrong there too if they do something else, but if you know
Yeah.
that you're gonna have them dead anyway.
Can we just pause here and look at that Pirate's Wings for a minute?
That's nice.
Good touch. Is that delay? Is that an advanced wing or is that a basic wing? Uh, back appearance.
I think that's the one that you put it together with something to make the
The
orbs.
butterfly wings plus something else,
I think
or is
it's
that
that plus the butterfly wings.
yeah?
I the video that I know we're getting on a tangent here, but the video that Wisdom put out, the little teaser, it had the flying. I forget what class
Priest?
it was.
Yeah,
Maybe it
I
was
think
a
it was a
priest,
priest.
but
Yeah,
that would be so cool. Even if like I don't want it to affect the gameplay at all, obviously, but
just the
if all the
visuals.
winged people were just flying there, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Maybe the
especially like pirate would be cool too, of like shooting your pistol from above.
Oh yeah, I mean I think priest is the best one with those
Yeah,
wings. Like it just
yeah, I agree.
yeah, but I mean anything. Or maybe like even the one-winged guys have like they're like struggling to stay up. They're like hovering a little bit lower.
You see them like dropping in between turns.
Mhm. All right, back on target here. Here we go. I forgot where we were in the match, I'm going to be honest.
I think full draw just hit.
Right, it did. And then there's that backstab for 50. And now we're down to just the paladin, the strong paladin, level 4. Full draw, okay. Oof. Nice move there by Rock. And now things are getting dire for Crypto Kong, but comes back with the Ice Blast actually. He's in decent shape still.
Yeah, a lot of
Oh, and
damage
he
that
does
went
take out
across
that
the board
warrior. Okay.
with the basic attack falling up. Yeah,
With the basic what?
just the basic attack after the
Uh-huh.
ice blast.
Right. Okay. So now at this point,
Like retribution's a threat at this point. So it's like you got to play the interrupt game, but you're like locked even
yeah,
on health.
the problem that I think there is with playing the interrupt game and like I think we all do it. It's like, all right, I'm just going to interrupt out here. If you don't take the chance at that ability as the, the team that's kind of behind at that time, if you I'm fumbling over my words now. If you fierce attack, right? I mean, you can get right back in it if they're interrupting your fierce attacking, especially when we're this close. So I don't
Yeah,
know. I think if I'm Rock, I got a fierce attack here.
yeah, I feel that way too. So I think
Well, I
the
would be very wrong. Yeah, you were saying?
you would have lost. I think the Archer has speed though, so like he does have that going in his favor.
Okay. Yeah, and that makes perfect sense that he would have speed, the high dex, and just it being a paladin. 26 damage to 29. Oh wow, and he. All right, so that's. I think that might be Crypto
So it's
Kong
a
being new.
yeah, it's a meter build, but chivalry will decrease your paladin's health to heal your teammates' health. But since there's no teammates, that would have been like a the same effect as if you use retribution with full health. It'd be a nothing move, if you will.
Hmm. Yeah, and I was starting to say Rock messed up there, interrupting because there was nothing to interrupt. I guess subclass we're not really looking at here,
I-
but
Well, Ice Blast could have came
Ice
again.
Blast. Okay, so that makes sense on Rock's part, and yeah, I guess it wouldn't have mattered if Ice Blast was the pick because it would have been interrupted. So we press on. Health getting lower and lower. He has the speed, so I wonder if maybe he goes for a full draw here and just finishes it off.
Yeah, we're getting close. So it's like, all
Hmm.
right, if someone can sneak in a fierce attack, you might get an edge here.
All right, let's see. Ice Blast. Okay, just as good.
Or the win.
Hmm. Yeah, whether it's full draw, Ice Blast, doesn't matter. Wow, that was a good game.
Looks like we got a Styx and Raph just about ready to go.
Oh, all right.
I just
Where am
I
I
just
going?
pinged Maddie as well, trying to make that work as
All
well.
right. Well, while they're, I do have a dark summon while we're waiting for them.
Yeah, let's do that.
Um, hold on. So I summoned them today, and I got. I'm forgetting what I got. Did I get a Dark Knight? So they had one summon left. Yes, I got this uncommon Dark Knight, and I was very upset with it because once you see the mutation chances, it was all basic that I got. So this is the pair, right? So to get all basics, like I understand each of these are 15%, so it's not that crazy, but it was a little upsetting. So I'm hoping now in this dark summon that I get.
Am I looking at the wrong screen? I'm looking at Discord.
Oh yeah, I'm not sharing my screen on the website here, so you're gonna have to follow
And
along on YouTube.
Raph's live, by the way.
Oh, he is. All right, and we're switching back
And
here.
might have to cut after Raph's match too.
Okay, all good. Raph and Styx' match. No playing favorites over here on the stream. Alright, so turn one. We got an Ice Blast coming from Raph, and it's interrupted. So this is game two, so Raph took game one here. Good start for Styx early.
Yeah, having a meter right off the gate, especially with a Dark Knight in the mid too, like just gives a ton of threat opens a lot of opportunities as to what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we didn't really look at their heroes, so we're kind of doing this on the fly here. But here's turn two. Oh, and he uses that Dark Pack right away. That meter that he just gained with the interrupt. Oof.
That's gonna pay dividends the rest of this match.
Yeah, full health this early on. Alright, but the knight does take quite a bit of damage, so Raph not rolling over here. But I mean, I hope he has a archer sub of some kind or a way of getting at that midline, because once that thing gets into the front, it's going to be very
Well, the
difficult to deal
interesting
with.
thing about the knight too is like the positioning, especially in the lightweight tournament, is important. So like Shield Slam, pulling that wizard up to the front can really mess with Wrath.
Mm-hmm. Big time. Big time. Or, shackling him and um, either of the moves really, putting it on cooldown and not allowing Raph to use his moves. So we'll see what happens here in turn three. Aim shot, so he is taking aim at that wizard early. This is not going well for our friend Raph. But he does have that one game lead, and we'll see if he can turn it around here.
What are you throwing in the towel
Yeah,
already?
after I
Three
started
turns
saying
in?
that, I was like, I'm making it sound pretty dire here. Not on purpose. Alright, here we go. The swap gets the Dragoon out front. Oh, and he eats the Ice Blast. So, alright, suddenly alright, right after I threw in the towel for Raph here, he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Dark Knight's still looming.
He needs some kind of plan for that Dark Knight. Needs like an interrupt would be interesting because then you can get meteor into play. That'd be big. I don't know what the Dragoon subclass is.
Yeah, why don't you, on your
I could
phone?
do that
Yeah,
on my screen,
yeah,
right?
help me out a little bit. You see I'm
Do
struggling
something.
over here. Just let me flounder. Alright,
Dragoon's got a thief subclass.
okay. Alright, so backstab. Interrupts the front line. Oh, and he comes from midline with the Ice Blast. So Raph's strategy here seems to be that double Ice Blast, not really knowing where it's coming from. And I like that a lot because one of the reasons that we didn't want multiple elite level heroes, elite class heroes, was because of that double lightning strike and the idea of you're playing a guessing game seemed a little too powerful. The the Ice Blast, I mean, it's almost as good. It's 75 damage as opposed to 80, and you get that speed,
Which, as
debuff.
we've seen pretty much from every match we've watched so far, speed matters at the end of the
Mhm.
game.
Mhm. Yeah, both of those heroes, the front and the back line, have lowered speed at this point. All right, into turn 6. Little swap. Wait, so Raph
What do you
swap.
think this Dark Knight's going to hit for?
Ooh. I mean, do you know what
I'd say
level it is? Do you have it up?
I'd say 60. It's level 3.
Level 3? I would think a little.
Yeah, maybe a
Yes.
little lower. We'll see.
All right. Here we go. 57, so just
There
about.
you go. But it's kind of showing just a level 4 versus a level 3. So the Dark Pack kind of makes him more like a level 4, but it's not really giving him an advantage like a Dark Pack typically does.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what we got here. We have a meter on each side. Another dark pack could be in play, and that would really put him out of it. If I'm Raph, maybe I go with the skewer. Really try to
Yeah.
take a big
Who's
chunk out of it.
who's got the speed here? Because you could do Decaying Blade and keep him under a meter.
Ooh, that's very true. And he would have the speed because of the dark pact. The other thing I could see Raph thinking about is wanting to save for that 2 meter to get that meteor off, because that would take out 2 heroes and that would be tough to overcome. But he uses the
Yeah.
blitz. Okay, so there pushes the. It probably would have been better off for him if that dragoon didn't die for another turn.
Well, the Knight's not really a threat from the mid now,
Hmm.
so you now don't have that Blitz threatening you on the other side.
Well, it's a threat to use a skill. I mean, you could shield slam it and put that
Sure,
wizard
put
in
Wizard in
harm's
harm's
way
way.
very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, the battle has ended in turn 9. All right, wait. So
Meteor? Meteor?
wait, let's see what we got here.
Gotta be.
It it has to be, yeah. Yeah, because he has the 2 meter.
Let them all
Oh
burn.
my.
That hits so hard. All right. Congrats, Raph. Uh,
Wow.
Franz had you out of the
Yeah,
match three
we're gonna
three
have to
turns
cut
in.
that. I don't want him seeing that. I feel bad.
But Raph
uh,
did really well.
Pouring
Good
has
match there.
trained me to be very scared of Dark Knights, so when I see one get a Dark Pack off, I assume game's over, you know?
Exactly. Delay has this question, and I have the same question. How does Ice Blast actually work? Does it affect the hero? Does it affect the entire team? Does it affect like the turn? What's that look like from a speed perspective on the other team?
Yeah, so it's a good question. I think it's worth verifying, but my understanding is that it affects the hero, so that it would stay with the hero for the rest of their, for the rest of the match, whether they move to backline or midline. But it's a good question, right? Because does it just stick with the front line, like placement? Is every hero that comes into the front line affected by that? I don't think so. I think it's hero specific. But we're gonna get you an answer on that, Delay. I like that.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Any kind of I gotta run here, but any kind of closing thoughts or anything we wanna get across. So basically group stages, we're looking to have group stages done tonight, if not early tomorrow, and have the bracket seated midday, noon, 2 o'clock Eastern tomorrow.
I don't think that the seating of the bracket is gonna take too long. Um, so I'm hoping to turn it around quickly. But yeah, it would be nice if we could finish the group stages tonight and start fresh tomorrow. I know it is Monday tomorrow, and people have jobs and lives outside of DFK Fight Club. I'd argue that you shouldn't, but that's neither here nor there. So we'll be as flexible as possible with the scheduling, but at this point, yeah, we gotta just try to get it done. I think the group stages were great, and I think I want to do something similar to them in the future. I think,
I saw the suggestion in chat, and I think that's something we should do of group stages and let it be Monday to Friday or Tuesday to Friday and just
yes,
not rush it and have the bracket be through the weekend.
yeah, have it, take allow people to take their time, and then the fun stuff on the weekend. Because I mean, especially for some of the people that went 2-0, like they haven't played now all weekend. Like when you're excited for something, you want to do it over the weekend. That's a little tough.
Yeah, 100%.
Great. So we're gonna cut it here. I will post the Dark Knight or the Dark Summon that I get rugged on in a few minutes, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, we're gonna hop off. So thanks everybody for coming and hanging out, and yeah.
See y'all soon.